Okay, you're on. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
How are you today?
Brilliant. It's a warm, sunny Melbourne day.
Yeah, it's beautiful today. So, I have you on the spot right now.
I see.
So, a few of our writings and videos in the past have been about the importance of companionship and having a support person or having just someone with you who can give you that confidence to adventure further and try out new things. I guess today I just wanted to ask you, from your perspective, how you best see the sighted coming together more and working with the blind community. What's missing, and or how can we go about bridging the gap? What's needed?
Bridging the gap is a big thing.
Yeah.
I guess, we live in a sighted world. So we need to do things with the sighted people. This word independence comes a lot this day and age, but the blind people can't live in a separate thing, and the sighted people can't live in the separate thing, and so we both groups need to interact. And the best way for me as a blind person, the best way I've been able to do things is to mix with the sighted people and ask for their support and assistance and guidance to help with whatever task I may have. Either selecting something from a retail shop, or in a supermarket, or asking for assistance, when looking for a road or a building. So there are so many things, by asking for assistance and support from the sighted people, by interacting with them, it gives an opportunity for the sighted people to gain a bit of a glimpse into where we do things.
I always say that you make it so easy for me. Like, it's just not hard to go out and do things with you. What do you think's different about you than maybe other vision impaired people who don't have the same relationships with the sighted community? Why is it different with
I
you?
think one thing I have seen with a number of blind people that I have associated with is I think they're a bit hesitant, they're a bit fearful in asking for help. They think it's a bit of a burden in always having to depend on a sighted person for this and that, which I think is a big mistake, because in order for our because you just mentioned the fact that I make everything so simple and so easy. It's just because when I first became a blind person, it wasn't the case. I mean, I was horrible even pouring a cup of water. Things would go everywhere. It's just that I needed support, I needed guidance. When I say support and guidance, not asking a sighted person to do everything for me. It's just that when I do a particular thing, just when I pour a hot water from the kettle to a cup or to my bottle or whatever, to make a cup of tea, just to give verbal command that, oh, maybe your cup is bit, maybe you should have the cup bit more to your left or right, or maybe hold the kettle this way, that way. And instead of doing the activity for you, so give that support and a guidance for you to do the thing. So
Not being afraid to ask.
not being afraid to ask, to show how that particular thing is done. So the more I did that, not with various activities, the more confident I got, and the more the more I got to know things. And by learning through with a sighted person through such support and directiveness, and I was able to learn how to do
Yeah.
everything. So
And I think it's an important point, because while they're afraid to ask, on the other side of that, we have the sighted community like myself who, if there's no asking, I would never want to step in and just take over, because I wouldn't want to be condescending or assume that someone needs help, and I wouldn't want to appear rude in that way. So I think it's so important that you know, that you ask. And I think there's a lot of sighted that would love to help if they know they're allowed to.
Yeah, because say for example, I think when we first started, I think something like making coffee is something I would say, just give me verbal directions and verbal commands to do this and that, and even that little simple exercise itself is an opportunity for you to learn how
Yeah.
to give instructions to a blind person, because giving verbal commands to a blind person is not easy without using I guess the pictorial or a visual cues. Having to say, put the cup there or cup here, you just had to say, yeah, just move the cup a little bit to the left, and things like that, and which is not an easy thing if you're not used to, and so it is an opportunity for a sighted person to learn something, get an insight into something that they have no access to if they don't mix with the blind people, and at the same time, by working with a sighted person, they get to learn how to do things. So when those two things comes together, it's not only create a great friendship, a companionship, and a teamwork environment, but it's also gives makes the pathway to that little I word we all like to say, independent. So
if I think I'd like to say that as well. I think we really do want to help. We really love to help.
Absolutely.
But we won't step in unless you ask, because we don't want to assume that you can't do something or treat you less than. So we want you to ask for help. Please do.
Yeah. Because the best way to so-called bridge the gap is for blind people to interact more with the sighted. By interacting, it gives the sighted people an opportunity how we do things, because as a blind person, the methodologies and the techniques I use to perform activities completely different to you, and so because otherwise you may not come across such methods or techniques yourself. So I get an opportunity to show how an activity is done in a different way to you. And so
let us in, let us help ask.
So that's why the companionship is such a vital role when between the sighted and the blind, to help each other, for both people to get an understand. The blind people get to learn a new activity, a new skill, with the support and the assistance and the guidance of the sighted people, and the sighted people get to learn and get an insight into a whole different world that they were
didn't have access
to, or they didn't know prior to that. So when the both communities mix, it's adds up to a very vibrant, fun and a more
learning,
colorful experience.
Colorful, beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.